Well, there is a new move in Macomb County to streamline how it cares for the homeless. For years, the county used a rotating shelter system utilizing churches or volunteers who open their hearts and their doors for a week or so. Well, today, Paula Tubman is live in Warren to show us how one central location is expanding some really critical services. Paula, tell us about it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So this is a great example of this is a small piece of the machinery and the logistics involved in helping the homeless. And the county's rotating shelter program has really been masterful in juggling. But every time a juggled plate is in the air, fighting through who, what, when, the people, the families can get lost through those cracks. But these new partners are now jumping in.
It's a new family there, a family of 5.
Motor City Mitten Mission is headquartered in St. Clair Shores, but these folks are everywhere.
Kyla is 7, Velvet 7,
Nia.
and Nia's 3.
Looking for, counting, and keeping track of homeless families and individuals.
We take out anywhere between 100 and 150 meals every day.
So they can get them food, get them help, and get them shelter.
I met a lady yesterday who came out and said that she would need some help, that her and her husband both got laid off during COVID and never rebounded. And they have a 7-month-old, a 1-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 10-year-old.
Greg and Tamir have been homeless before. They know what it looks like and feels like, especially with fluctuating daytime temperatures that plunge at night.
Let them know that they're still people, that they're not just lost by us.
With this new partnership with Motor City Mitten Mission and Trinity Lutheran Church in Warren, there is more permanency.
We have rooms set aside for men, rooms set aside for women, and the separate heating allows us to keep the temperature as well. I mean, you can feel it right now. It's pretty warm in here. The defunct elementary school is now a shelter that will ride out the rest of the winter. My first and primary goal here in this is just that people don't freeze.
Having to literally repack up all of the supplies, all of the cots. I mean, we're moving, over 100 cots and over probably 500 to 600 blankets and linens and all of our food supplies and all of our equipment. By not having to rotate to different locations, services are now being consolidated. And when services are consolidated, there are fewer places for people to slip through the cracks.
Number of people we get in early part of the month was closer to the low 40s. As we've been getting into the real bitter chill the last few days, and the latter portion of the month gets closer to the 60s to the 80s.
One of the things that I'm hoping that this shelter will do is to help connect resources with other organizations and other shelters so that we can better assist people that are in the shelters here.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the money, because some of the budget does come from Macomb County and its community action program, but also the kindness of donations, Karen. These are nonprofits, but there's also a hope that the churches who were amping up for those rotations, now that they don't have to, might be able to help with some of the resources for a day program, for instance, mental health services and more employment services. Because, Karen, the bottom line is, but for this kind of program, there are families out there sleeping in tents and under overpasses and in their cars. And that's just the reality of it.
It really is the reality. The teaming up, the communication, the agencies working together, that is the key. We appreciate it. Thank you, Paula.